Hey guys, and welcome to Poiyda's Monday Night Metal number 3. That's right, I've managed to do this 3 weeks in a row, and if you're wondering what this is behind me, it's my album pick for the week, which I won't play too long so I don't get any copyright strikes and stuff, but it's Retromorphosis and their album Psalmus Mortis, I believe is called. Yes, I don't have a physical copy of this as yet. It's just come out on Season of Mist, but it's pretty much Spawn of Possession, but they've gone a little bit less techy and a bit more sort of retro old school death metal, hence sort of the name, but as you can kind of see it there. So this is my album pick for the week, and I've been blasting it all weekend. Retromorphosis, definitely worth checking out. Very, very cool album. And as I said, been blasting it all weekend. From here, we're going to move on. I don't know exactly how I'm going to format everything with this, but last week I did my top 5 bucket list bands to see live, which I pretty much did just off the cuff, off the top of my head. This week I want to do my top 5 gigs or concerts of all time that I've been to, and I've been to some big ones which probably don't really register with me the same way that some of the smaller, more independent gigs are. So I'm going to do this kind of in chronological order. There might be a little bit of a mix up here or there, but dating back to, it was either, I think I want to say it was 2003, maybe 2004. I think it might have been 2003. Opeth on the Deliverance tour. It was the first time out in Australia, and I saw them at the Corner Hotel in Richmond, Melbourne. It was an amazing show. Like, it was obviously early Opeth. I remember I was just smashed in like a sardine in a can. I was there with a bunch of friends. I'll name drop because I went to the gig and hung out with Dave Haley, who's the drummer from Psychroptic. So we, being Tassie boys, we sort of caught up at a pub just near the corner, and went to the gig from there. Obviously got separated at the gig and stuff, and don't think I saw him for the rest of the night. But anyway, that was an awesome gig. So that was, we'll say that was number 1 in chronological order. After that, I want to say number 2, there was a gig down Hobart, and it was Psychroptic, Adelaide band called Omnium Gatherum, not the Finnish one, but there was an Australian band called Omnium Gatherum. I think they were doing their album launch. I think the album's called Rectifying Human Rejection or something to that effect. I've got the CD on the wall over there somewhere, but I'm not going to look for that now. And MSI, and it was just an awesome gig. It was, I remember it was at Easter. I'd been to a black metal gig on the Good Friday. The bands played down Hobart on the Saturday night, which went off. I drank too much. I gave myself whiplash and actually damaged my neck. There are a bunch of us that did some damage to the venue, which in hindsight probably wasn't the coolest thing. I don't even remember what the venue was called, but I just remember it was an awesome night. I was like front row. Chalky was still in the band at the time. Just great gig. They played again on the Sunday night in Launceston, which is about a 200 kilometre or 2-hour drive north of Hobart, which I saw them again that night. It was a bit more subdued because I had some whiplash and issues with my neck after that, but that was an awesome gig. After that, we're going to jump forward to 2016, where I saw, and I don't remember the very first support band's name, but I saw Voyager, the West Australian prog metal band, and Leprous from Norway, and they played at a small, sweaty venue. I think it was out Fitzroy way, maybe Footscray, somewhere there. I'd be able to figure out where it was if I did some research. It was hot. It was February. It was hot as hell in Melbourne at the time. It was even hotter in the venue. It was sweaty and stuff. I was 2 feet away from Einar while he was singing. Poiyda, during their last song, jumped off the stage and literally was, the guitar players were like this far away from me playing guitar. I could have detuned their guitars or anything. I was that close. Like, it was just awesome gig. I'd be able to figure it out. I've got photos from the gig, but no video that I should have maybe taken and uploaded. Also met the drummer Bard Kolstad after the gig. He was a really cool guy. We had a bit of a chat about a variety of things, because I'd been a fan of his from, there's a video like Greatest Drummer in Norway or something of him street busking as a teenager, which I'd been a fan of. So, and when I got into Leprous, I was like, oh yeah, that's him and stuff. So that's number 3. After that, we'll jump ahead a couple of years to Emperor. They played at 187 Russell in Melbourne. I think it's 187 Russell. A slightly bigger size venue there, but I got a meet and greet with the band, so I got my copy of Anthems at the Welkin at Dusk, signed by Samoth, Ishan and Trim. Special coloured green vinyl. I need to get it signed. I've got it signed. I need to get it framed and find some wall space to hang it up. But that was an awesome gig. I was like front row, or second row and front row. From that, there were like crowd surfers going all over the place. It was a fairly mental gig. I think Ruins might have been the support act there from memory, but that was an awesome gig. And for my number 5, I'm going to say it was, and I forget the name of the tour, but it was Noble Viscaris, Caligula's Horse, Allegiant, Beyond Creation and Rivers of Nile. So there were 5 bands, and it was amazing. I was so tired. I'd done a sleepover at work the night before. I had to get up at like 5 a.m. for work, finish at 9 a.m. Then I had to rush home, rush to the airport. There was delays at the airport. I think we got delayed on the tarmac because of a lightning storm, so we couldn't get off the plane. I had to do a couple of other things, and then it was Rivers of Nile first. I think Beyond Creation were up next, then Allegiant. In between sets, I got some merch, and I got to hang out with and chat with Hugo from Beyond Creation, who's been in a bunch of other bands. We got talking about the Equipoise album that was sitting on the merch desk. I got to meet and got photos with the guys from Allegiant, who I've been Facebook friends with and been a fan of for a long time. So that was really cool. Caligula's Horse, by this time I was exhausted, and Caligula's Horse absolutely blew me away, and I bought their album In Contact right then and there on the spot. It was just that awesome. And then Neo were just, or Noble Viscaris, Neo, however you want to say it, were just like the consummate professionals. They actually filmed and released that show on DVD or Blu-ray that came with, I want to say, what's the name of the album? I can see the thing. It's got Intravenous and stuff on it. There's a live DVD anyway of that particular show. I'm like, oh, is that? But I was I had to sort of go, oh yeah, I think I'm over there, but I can't quite see myself on it, just being a bit far away. I was, just struggling big time by the time Neo were on. But that's like my top 5 all-time gigs. So we've done that, and now we'll move along, and I want to get into my flashback album from the past. What did I call it last week? I don't know. I need to go back and look. Really tired today, so I'll figure that out and I'll be a bit more organised next week. But we'll get into that. So I think it was called Blast from the Past. Again, I will figure all this out properly, but my Blast from the Past that I've been cranking a lot in the last week is a side project or solo project band of which is playing right here in the background, Jens Ryden from Nagelfar, called Dead Silent Slumber, and I have the CD and I have the vinyl of that bit of glare there, which I'll try and eliminate. So I remember when I saw the CD, or got the CD of this back in like 2000, it had a hype sticker that said solo project of Jens Ryden Nagelfar, and it was classified as a death metal symphony, so it kind of caught my attention. I was working in a music shop at the time, so I naturally chucked it on, gave it a listen, absolutely loved it, and I just don't think that Dead Silent Slumber probably get enough recognition, or probably just too unknown. I'll pause that there, so there's not too much music of it that there's copyright issues, and if there's copyright issues, probably not really going to matter because I'm not making any money out of this. But yes, it's a great album. It's definitely worth checking out if you kind of like that sort of thing. I think it was originally released in maybe '99. If I have a look, and it doesn't say the year on the back of the CD, but it was released by Hammerheart Records sometime back in, I'm sure, back in the 90s. So that's definitely worth checking out. So that's my Blast from the Past. Why do I keep saying flashback? I don't know. I'm a bit mental sometimes. So apart from that, there's not much else going on. So I'm going to wrap it up. I'm wearing a trusty Ibanez t-shirt today, guitar brand if you don't know. Actually, as I was going to do some groceries, just a little tidbit of information. Young kid was walking towards me, he's like, "I love your t-shirt, man, blah blah," and I was like, "Cheers, dude," or something to that effect. And then he's like going, "I'm listening to Master of Puppets by Metallica right now." I was just like, nice. And this kid would have been a teenager, so probably 16, 17 tops. I was just like, there's hope for the future. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. I'll just have to slice this together quickly and get it done, and maybe take some more Nurofen for this headache I've got. But if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Hopefully you'll tune in again next week. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. You'll see some toy related videos on the channel. You'll see, or if you go back, you can find a bunch of cuts of footage that I've filmed, which I explained how I do, so I'm not looking at a phone while I actually film this stuff. But yeah, feel free to check it out. Thanks for watching. Take it easy till next time, and I am over and out.